Is it possible to be free from the thinking mind and to, not take the content of our mind so seriously? And not only to not take the content of our mind so seriously, but also to lower the amount of thoughts that are going on in our experience. Because a lot of people don't believe that it's possible to get into a state of consciousness where you're not really thinking, where you're very focused and you're aware and you're alert of the environment, but you're not necessarily thinking anything. And you're just, very connected to the deepness and the aliveness of the moment. And a lot of people don't believe that this is possible, but it is possible. And there's a lot of books that, teach these kind of concepts, which aren't really concepts. They're just guiding you to the present moment to have a deeper experience of the now. And an example of that would be, The Power of Now by Eckhart Tolle. This book is powerful because it teaches you to get into the present moment, and you become so aligned with the present moment that the thought processes actually diminish, and that you're not going to be thinking almost anything at all. And I'm not saying that, when I say be free of the mind, I'm not saying that you're not going to be thinking 100% of the day. I'm saying that a majority of the day you can be very, very connected to the present moment and have little to no thought processes. And then the thoughts that do come will be very, very insignificant in terms of how they affect your emotional state. And they're just going to be there almost as like a guiding force, just telling you what to do next. But it's not going to be, controlling you and, all these conditioned patterns controlling your life in the way that they currently do. Because what's happening right now in society is that a lot of people are at the mercy of their thoughts. Their conditioned thought patterns and the ego structure that they have developed over the years is actually completely controlling their life. And they're kind of unconsciously going with this flow, and they're not really in control in a way because they're at the mercy of their own conditioning, and the conditioning is really controlling them. So they don't really have, awareness of what's going on in their thoughts. And how do you actually free yourself from this part of your mind? Well, it's not that hard. You just got to understand that getting into a state of consciousness where you are observing the content of your mind, and then from there you can connect more deeply to the present moment, is something that is very, very possible. A lot of people just don't believe that it's possible, and so they don't really know what to strive for, and they believe that, this unnecessary thinking of the mind is just something that's normal, because as human beings, we believe that, it's normal to be thinking these kind of thoughts, right? We believe that it's just completely normal to, be worried about all these thoughts that are going on in our mind, all these anxieties, all these fears, all these worries. We believe that it's just totally normal. We believe that it's just totally normal to be, consistently thinking and being trapped in the content of our mind and being disconnected from the reality. We believe that that's totally normal, but I don't think that's normal. I think that it's just we've became so used to the conditioning of our society that we think it's normal, and then it became a norm through, the process of allowing it to be a norm. Because really what's going on is that there's a ton of thought patterns going on, and then we're judging the environment. We're not connected to the present moment. We're not connected to what is really, really happening in reality. So there's reality, and then there's the content that we have in our minds that is thinking about reality. And then not only is the content of our mind thinking about reality, we confuse reality for the content of our mind. And then a majority of us are living our lives in the content of our mind, completely disconnected from reality. And so the primary state of your consciousness is always stuck up in the head, right? You're completely stuck in the head. And this isn't everybody. Maybe you're not part of this, but a majority of people in this society are trapped within the content of their mind. And so the primary state of consciousness, or the focus that they have, is just all the content in their mind, and they don't realize that this content is actually controlling them in a way, and that their awareness and their focus is, stuck in the content of their mind, and then they're perceiving reality through this perception. It's almost like a filter. It's like you're filtering reality through this content in your mind, which creates a lot of unnecessary suffering, which creates a lot of issues, which creates a lot of, problems for people, because they're misinterpreting the situation, and they're not really seeing the situation for what it really is, but they're seeing it through the content of their mind. And not only are they, blowing situations out of proportion, the people that are more unconscious, they lack that connection with the beauty of everything. right? With the beauty of everything, that it's just we always have this part of us that is connected to, an aliveness and a deepness into the moment. Like if you really, really stay present, what you'll find is that, colors can become more vibrant, and you can start to, see the beauty in what you're hearing, like even the birds in the environment that you're hearing, or even the sound of the wind. Like just simple things like that will, make you realize that there's a beauty in everything. And so when you're trapped within the content of your mind, you can't really see this beauty because you're trapped in there. And so I think the first step to free yourself from the content of your mind is first to observe the content in your mind and realize that it really is just content. It's just content, and you don't need to believe in every single thought that your mind tells you. You don't need to be so caught up in the thinking. And I think it's important to have awareness that it is possible to, disidentify from that stream of thinking and be able to connect more deeply to the present moment. And so to be free of the mind is something that is not that complicated, and it's not something that you're going to be able to understand through me telling you about it, because that's more content. That's more content in your mind. And so this is where it gets really tricky, because I'm trying to tell you how to access the moment through content, but really what I'm trying to do is guide you to the present moment. And so there's a train coming right now, so I'm going to end this video short. But I want you to realize that it is possible to enter the present moment and be free of that conceptual thinking, be free of the mind that is going on, with just a little bit of practice and awareness of, entering the present moment. Meditation is a great way to do this. So if this video gave you some value or some benefit, consider hitting that subscribe button and that notification bell for the videos that I post every single day. Have yourself a great day, and see you in the next video.